Have you ever asked an AI a question and gotten an answer that was just completely made up? Well, there's a fix for that. It's a really powerful new architecture called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. And it's making AI smarter, more accurate, and a whole lot more trustworthy. So let's get into it.
We've all been there, right? You ask a chatbot a simple question, and it confidently gives you information that's just plain wrong, or it gives you news from 2 years ago. These moments, which we call hallucinations, aren't just a little annoying. They're a massive problem when it comes to trusting these tools. And you gotta understand, these aren't just random bugs. They're fundamental limitations of how these models are built. Their knowledge is basically frozen in time from when they were trained. They often invent facts out of thin air. And here's the kicker. They can't tell you where they got their information. They can't cite their sources. And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? For AI to move beyond being a clever toy and become a professional tool we can rely on for things like medicine or finance, we need it to be accurate. We need it to be up to date. And we absolutely need it to be verifiable. We have to bridge that trust gap. So how do we do that? How do we build that bridge? Well, that's where Retrieval-Augmented Generation comes in. It's a brilliantly simple idea that solves this very complex problem. The absolute best way to understand RAG is to think about a test in school. A standard AI is like a student taking a closed book exam. It's relying purely on what it managed to memorize. It might know a lot, but that knowledge has gaps and can be outdated. RAG, on the other hand, gives that same student an open book exam. Before answering any question, it gets to look through a library of approved, up-to-date textbooks.
So, to put it a bit more formally, RAG is an AI architecture that hooks up a large language model to an external, trusted knowledge base. What this means is that the AI's answers are grounded in real, verifiable facts, not just its own faulty memory.
Okay, so this open book idea sounds great, but how does it actually work under the hood? It's actually a really elegant two-step process. You can think of it like a dream team. You've got a hyper-efficient librarian and a world-class writer working together. The whole thing is surprisingly simple. First, when you ask a question, the system searches your private knowledge base to find the most relevant snippets of information. Now, it's super important to remember, the quality of your knowledge base is everything. Garbage in, garbage out, right? Anyway, it retrieves those facts, adds them to your original question, and only then does it go to the AI and say, okay, generate an answer, but only use these facts I just gave you.
So let's break down that dream team. You have two key players. First is the retriever. That's your librarian. It's a super fast research assistant that zips through your documents and finds the exact information needed. Then you have the generator. That's the expert writer, the LLM itself. It takes the facts from the retriever and crafts them into a perfect, easy-to-read answer.
All right, so this RAG thing sounds pretty good, but you might be wondering, wasn't there already a way to teach an AI new stuff? Yep, it's called fine-tuning. So let's put RAG and the old way, fine-tuning, head-to-head. And when you put them side by side, well, it's really no contest. With RAG, if you want to update the AI's knowledge, you just add a new document. Boom, it's done, in real time. With fine-tuning, you're looking at a huge, expensive, and time-consuming retraining process every single time. Not only is RAG cheaper and faster, but it's way more transparent, since it can cite its sources. Fine-tuning is a total black box. So, when is RAG the right tool for the job? Well, if you're dealing with information that's constantly changing, like news or financial data, RAG is a perfect fit. If getting the facts 100% right is non-negotiable, like in legal or medical fields, you absolutely need it. And if you want to give an AI secure access to your own private company documents, RAG is the way to go. Okay, enough of the theory. Let's talk about where the rubber meets the road. How is this technology actually being used out in the real world today? A huge one is customer support. I mean, just think about it. Every company has mountains of documents, right? FAQs, user manuals, troubleshooting guides. RAG can take all of that unstructured information and turn it into the smartest, most helpful support agent you could ever imagine. So here's how that plays out. A customer asks a simple question. The RAG system doesn't guess. It instantly goes to the official company guide, pulls out the exact steps, and gives a perfect, trustworthy answer. And check this out. It even tells you where it got the info. No hallucinations, just help. But it's not just for simple Q&A. RAG can handle some seriously complex work too. Let's take something like financial analysis, for example. An analyst can ask a really high-level question about a company's risks. The RAG system doesn't just pull from its old training data, no. It dives into official, recent documents, earnings call transcripts, 10K filings, the real deal. It synthesizes the key points and delivers a data-driven answer complete with sources. Now that is an AI that's ready for the boardroom. Look, RAG is already a total game changer. But what's coming next is, well, it's even more incredible. We're really just scratching the surface of what's possible with this architecture. Just imagine, what if your RAG system could look at images, listen to audio, or even watch videos to find answers? That's multimodal RAG. Or what about an agentic RAG, where the AI can plan and execute complex research tasks all on its own? And get this, personalized RAG, a system that adapts its knowledge base specifically to you and your needs. This isn't science fiction. This is what's being built right now. So I'll leave you with this final thought. RAG is turning AI from a know-it-all into a learn-it-all. It's the key that's finally unlocking AI that we can actually trust. The future of AI isn't just about what it can generate, it's about how it can augment our own intelligence. Thanks for tuning in.